Okay, hello, everyone. I really want you all to get the full breadth of the two geniuses that I have in the room to teach you all about how you can expand your reach using YouTube. I have invited the Essetino Media group here, Auret and Jewel. They'll do their own introductions, but I always like to kick off by saying and sharing how important YouTube is, especially if you're selling anything. I think YouTube is such a great platform to help teach people how to do anything, whether it's fix the oil in your car or how to make millions of dollars. I'm going to hand the mic over to our two experts here, and I want you to know that they are my personal YouTube strategists for my own channel, and super excited to be in creationship with them around that. And we've already seen such huge gains by working with them in a few short months, right, ladies? So it's been really exciting, and I'm really excited about where it's going. So with that, I'm going to unspotlight myself and give you guys the mic.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, actually, in the last report that we sent you, there was 2 sales that came from the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us today. I'm going to just share the screen and then put our slides up. The key words here is really YouTube for Business. This is intentional that it's on the screen here because so many people talk about YouTube in many different ways. The mainstream idea of success on YouTube is really you got to get a lot of views and subscribers and become this viral influencer. But I just want to start off this presentation by saying we talk about YouTube very differently. We talk about YouTube in terms of you being an expert and leveraging your expertise on this platform to get more leads, more revenue to your business, more eyes, brand awareness, all that good stuff, and not necessarily to become a viral influencer. So just to kind of preface this presentation here. But before we actually get started, I just want to ask everyone who's here attending with us, do you have a YouTube channel? And if you could pop either A, B, or C into the comments, so just give us a good idea in terms of where you guys are at. No, you don't have a channel at all, or maybe you do and you're already active on it, or maybe you do, but it's like sitting on the dusty shelf, so to speak, and you're not really doing much with it. All right, I see some C's and B's. Okay, excellent. Mostly C's. Okay, great, good to know. And that's, yeah, a lot of, when people come to us, it's like they created a channel, but they're not doing much with it. And I think this platform is different it is very different from the other social platforms. It's really hard to understand how to leverage this platform in a way that works for you. Just to let you guys know, we also have a channel here. Our channel is called Essetino Media. We have been on this platform. I think we started taking this seriously around 2015. This is when we started our channel. Started creating content around social media, tips and tutorials, creating profitable content marketing, and a little bit about us. Jewel and I are best friends from high school. Our paths are very similar after high school in that we both had these career paths laid out for us that we weren't really into, right? So Jewel was supposed to be this Filipino nurse upholding that stereotype.
It's very true.
Yeah, and I was supposed to be the Jewish doctor upholding that stereotype. And for us, like this, there was just such a disconnect, and we connected on that.
We were just so like, oh my God, we have to be this because of our ethnicity or our lineage, and we were like, we're screwed.
Yeah, like we're both like such multi-passionate creatives. I love to sing and write and design. Jewel as well. She does her art.
Yeah, I was really into art, photography, sculpture, clay, but that was obviously told to me as you can't make money doing that.
Yeah. And I mean, now it's very common to see people monetizing their creative talents. But back then, that starving artist stereotype really did uphold. But nonetheless, we made it our mission to really figure out how can we monetize our creativity, our message, our passions. And so we started a business, this business that we have together in 2010. I won't tell like the full drawn out story, but really The Secret, the book, The Secret, if you guys are familiar with that, had a lot to do with it because it really made us see that we are the creators of our own lives and we can design our paths. And previous to that, like that wasn't even an idea in our minds. After that, we decided to start a business together, and we really, to be honest, didn't know what we were doing. Like we were learning so much from other business owners and started doing these joint ventures because we didn't have a product of our own. So this is where it was really the breeding ground for learning everything we could about marketing, not just marketing like our joint venture partners, but also ourselves and our own brand. And really trying to figure out this problem that we saw happen over and over and over again, which is how can we be seen and how can we get more people to say yes to our offer? And at the time we were doing like all the things, you name it, like blogging, being on all of the platforms.
Selling on Amazon, selling on eBay, selling on Etsy, all the platforms you can sell on. We tried drop shipping, merch by Amazon, everything and anything of making money online, we tried.
Yeah.
And until we landed on YouTube.
Yeah, we're really like the example of trial and error. And when we just went all in on YouTube, things really started to change. And in fact, we had YouTube reach out to us and they did a couple of mentorship calls with us. And that really gave us the belief to be like, okay, we just set a publishing schedule, we really get serious with this. I think we decided to start off by releasing 3 videos a week, which by the way, you don't have to do in order to be successful, but that's what we wanted to do. We just went all in with that. And really so many amazing things have come out of just putting ourselves out on video. I was able to quit my job 3 years later because the channel was earning revenue, not just ad revenue, but we're also getting course sales and service clients out of it. People were reaching out to have us speak on their platforms like TubeBuddy, LearnWorld, and Women of YouTube. And we even had like Danielle Laporte and Evan Carmichael as guests on the channel. All of these opportunities attracting it to us through the videos, because the videos themselves are pieces of leverage. They're an extension of us. And I also had a separate channel to do with my music. And from that, so many amazing things as well, like us being featured on these, on the Changing Music Business documentary, and I was able to go on national tour for my music, release several albums. This was like my look ma, I'm on TV moment, because I had my music video on Shaw TV featured. It's just, there's so many amazing things that can come out of just putting yourself out there. And, this is, I don't know if some of you, have you guys read The Compound Effect? If some of you are familiar with The Compound Effect. It's a book by Darren Hardy, and I didn't know it at the time, but what we were doing with every single video is really creating this compound effect, just stacking these small actions over and over again that ended up turning our YouTube channel into an asset. And that's really what we want to share with you and talk more about with you today. Some takeaways from this presentation is, how can you turn your YouTube channel into an infinite content system? Why YouTube? Why are we focusing on YouTube? And is it really worth the effort? Because it's a lot of work, let's be honest, but there's ways to really do it in a work smarter, not harder way. And how do you actually do YouTube without the time suck? And what are the key focus areas to pay attention to in order to get more results from your videos? So that you can start to build this system of leads and clients for your from your channel. So let's start off with this. And I want you guys to really think about YouTube as, like, I want you to think bigger about this. This isn't just a social media platform. It's really a strategic marketing plan for your entire business and your entire brand. And when you have a really good strategy and you figure out how to systemize that, then everything can be syndicated from your YouTube channel. So as you see here on screen, we really use YouTube as the mothership of all platforms. And we create a video and we share that on our Substack, or if you have a blog, Substack's similar to having a blog, we can share that video on our socials. We can share that video and send it out to our email list to nurture our email list. We can strip the audio from the video and put it on a podcast. We don't have a podcast, but a lot of our clients do. So we help do that piece as well. So this is just to show you what's possible, that you can get everything from this one video. It's not that you have to do all of these things, but instead of trying to do everything separately and spreading yourself thin and not seeing very many results on any of the platforms, you can really take that magnifying glass and concentrate your strategy and your efforts into this video and really use it in this way to put it on other platforms. So for example, you can take the script from your video, post it on the blog. You can take quotes from the script and use it as captions. We use a AI tool,
Opus Clip. It's a really cool tool to create. It's AI generated software, and it basically takes your long form and it creates YouTube shorts, reels, vertical videos, basically with the captions on it, which are, popping right now. They're always improving the software, and it gets it to about 80 to 90%. And you can do your branding on it. It's what we use on our channel management clients. And you can take a video that's like, 30 minutes and get 5 to 10 shorts out of it that you can use on your social media.
Yeah, so you can use those as IG reels. You can use it as YouTube shorts. Again, we mentioned stripping the audio, putting that on a podcast. You could, if you're syndicating it through Libsyn or however, whatever other platform there is. YouTube as well has a podcast feature in that if you indicate that it is a podcast episode, they'll actually syndicate it for you to YouTube Music, because YouTube Music is becoming quite popular in people listening to podcast episodes on there. So there's many, that just pushes it out further, not just on YouTube's platform, but the music side of things, the app being featured in the podcast page, all this stuff. So just so many ways to use this to nurture your existing list, your existing audience, but also at the same time, attracting new eyes on your content. So let's talk about why YouTube. YouTube, we firmly believe, we love this platform. We firmly believe that if you want to position yourself as an expert in your industry, you have to be on YouTube. This is the place to be. First of all, the traffic, I don't need to talk too much about this, but everybody's on YouTube. My dad uses YouTube all the time to watch movies, learning, TV shows, it's replaced the television for them. And I'm sure we all know someone who just is on YouTube, just digesting all the content all the time.
All age ranges, from
all
old
age ranges.
to young.
Yeah, it's from Gen Z all the way to baby boomers, everyone in between. It's a search engine, and that's the biggest piece that I want you to hear is there are 3 billion searches generated a month on YouTube, and all of you have answers to those questions. YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google, but Google owns YouTube. So really, this is the biggest search engine on the planet that you have an opportunity to leverage and an opportunity to show up as the go-to expert in your industry for whatever it is that you want to be known for. And creating video is a high leverage activity. With one video, you're showcasing the way that you educate, your thought leadership, and you're doing this over and over again. You're able to build authority, credibility, generating leads from it, generating revenue. Your channel really becomes like this living, breathing portfolio of you. And, if you are someone who wants to attract speaking opportunities, it's easy for event organizers and hosts to just take a look at a couple of videos on your channel and decide whether or not they want to book you, because it is that portfolio. It's also a reflection of what it's like to work with you. So, coaches, consultants, if you work one-on-one with clients or even just group coaching as well, they're able to people are able to connect with you and gain that trust and see what it's like to work with you. Yeah, when you're stacking this over and over again, video after video after video, you know, this is this compound effect that we were talking about. And the cool thing about YouTube as well is that your content lives for longer. It lives for years in comparison to other social platforms.
And we're not just saying that, like actual years. We have videos that were created 5 years ago that we still get comments on, that we still get affiliate sales from, leads from. They truly do have a much longer shelf life than any other social media platform. That's why we love YouTube so much.
Yeah. And I mean, as long as people are searching for your videos, those topics that you're optimizing your videos around, and people are engaging with your videos, your algorithm will, the YouTube's algorithm will keep, you know, pushing it up and showing it to more people, because YouTube's entire goal is to serve videos to the people who are going to engage with them and watch them so that they stay longer on the platform. That's YouTube's entire goal. By being a partner in that goal, by helping YouTube to that effect, to achieve their goal, you're really working together with this algorithm and really creating a lot of visibility for yourself at the same time. We ended up doing this, you know, just consistently with 3 videos a week, over a week after week. And this is, I just took this screenshot like a week ago. This is July on our channel. Our channel attracts anywhere between 100,000 views to 130 views a month, and anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 in ad revenue alone. But really, this channel produces so much more in revenue because of the leads that we get, the email subscribers, the course sales, the service clients.
And that income there is like honestly really passive because it's just the commercials.
That's the bonus.
You know, the commercials that you have to watch or you accidentally click on, that's what that income is.
Yeah. And this graph here is showing you the many different ways that we earn from our channel. So this is the services, but we also have, you know, this is the ad revenue piece that we were showing you here. But there's also affiliate income. Like we talk about different platforms or tools that we know, like, and trust, and we've used for years, and we want to share that with people. So we put the affiliate link in the description, right? And that's just, again, that's the extra passive bonus income. Also, from time to time, we'll get people popping into our inbox. They don't want like a done for you service. They just want to get on a consulting call with us. And then there's course sales as well. So, and you can decide how you want to distribute this income too, because you'll go through seasons in your YouTube creation timeline where you're like, I just want to focus on getting more course sales, or I just want to focus on, you know, launching or promoting this program that I just launched, and having that as the main call to action in your videos. So, you know, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the call to actions piece. This is just to show you, you know, it's like not us chasing clients. They watch a video, they feel like they've gotten a ton of value. They take a look at the description, they find our email address or link or whatever. And then these are emails in our inbox that come directly from our website. It just says new message from Essetino Media. We could probably optimize that to make it more specific, but it's just like a message from our website, and we get them, we send them our calendar link, get them on a discovery call, and
usually people who choose to email us and get on a call, it's usually the conversion on that call because they've watched so many of our videos. They already know how we're going to sound, and honestly, they kind of know what we're already going to say. They just kind of want to get on the call, see that you're real, see that you're legit and you're not fake or anything like that. And the service that we're selling in the video or the description, the conversion is very high. For example, a couple of days ago, we just got an email from someone. We do a lot of tutorials on this platform called LearnWorlds. It's a place where you can host your courses. And we do these little bite-sized tutorials. They're super boring, super dry, but the people who are interested in the LearnWorlds software, they're very like high-end clients. These are people who are coaches, consultants, doctors, and they don't need all the flashiness of what YouTube usually presents. They just see our knowledge, see our expertise, and the call that we're having later on this week, it's potentially a $15,000 course creation gig for us because we offer that as a service, and we do videos that lead into that service. So we'll show people how to use this software. And then at the end, we're like, oh, if you want us to do it for you, let's get on a call. And the people that reach out are usually the serious ones that are willing to pay you to do these kinds of things.
And that's by design. So we do that by design because ahead of time, we think of what videos can we create that's going to attract the right person to the video. And it doesn't matter if this video gets 50 views, as long as it's 50 people who are our target audience. And that's the key, that if there's anything that you're going to take away from this presentation is, because I know I'll have someone say, yeah, but Auret, Jewel, you already are at the stage with your channel. You already have so many views and subscribers, but it's not about the views. It's not about, like having a ton of views, because more views and subscribers doesn't necessarily equal more revenue.
We have clients that reach out to us who have way more subscribers than us, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. And they're like, how do I make money on my channel like you guys? Because they're barely making $500 because they're first of all, they're banking just on Google ad revenue, which is what a lot of YouTubers do. Is they're like, let me get monetized so I can make money through Google ad revenue. First of all, don't rely on that, because that goes up and down like the economy, and you never know what's going to happen, or some news that's going to break out that's going to tank the Google ad revenue. That's just icing on the cake. You want to set up all these other income streams that match, that align with your business. And so we have people that have 100, 200, 300,000 subscribers, and they're barely making $1,000 with their YouTube channel. And this is like what we teach them.
Yeah. So you can have less than 1,000 subscribers, less than 200 subscribers. You can have videos with 50 views, less than 100 views, and still make money, still attract the right person to that video and have it turn into a sale. And I just want to say as well, too, there's nothing wrong with chasing more views and subscribers. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, if your main goal is to use YouTube to grow your business, then you need to do this more strategically and not just do videos on topics that you think are going to get a ton of views. You want to do videos on topics that will actually attract the right person to see that video, that showcase your expertise, that gives them a call to action. We'll talk about strategy in a bit here. But that way of doing YouTube is totally different from doing YouTube to just get views and subscribers. And this is the missing bridge. This is the disconnect that we see so much online. Everyone creates videos about grow your YouTube channel fast, and it's not helping people. It might help those who want to become a viral influencer and get more sponsorship deals and brand deals and that kind of thing. But it's very different if you're using it for business growth.
I'll just give a quick example. We have a client who's an accountant, and they created a course to help people file their taxes. And, we had a call with them, and they were saying, oh, I'm not making any course sales. And I'm looking at their videos, and they have tons of views. There's lots of views, thousands of views. And I'm like, well, you don't have any videos that relate to your course or are selling the course. These are all like gossip type videos with scandal in the tax revenue stuff. And I'm like, that type of person's not going to be interested in buying an accounting course. So yeah, you have to be aligned if you want to actually sell the thing at the end.
Yeah. 100 views by the right people is way better than having 10,000 views on a video. Believe me, we've seen this happen over and over and over again. So the metrics that we actually focus on, it's not necessarily views. Views is kind of a way to gauge it's a way to gauge visibility on the video, but it's not going to tell us, is this video working for what we want it to do? Are people engaging with it? So the metrics that we focus on are watch time, because that's a big metric that YouTube also pays attention to. That's an indicator to YouTube that people are digging the video. They like the video, they're engaging with it, they're watching longer. And that is a metric that, says this video should be good to show to more people in the recommended and the search, etc., to boost that video up. So it's watch time, and then also metrics off of YouTube,
like emails or calls,
depending on what you're optimizing for, right? And just to give you another example too, this is one of our clients, Tiffany and Corey. They teach people how to invest in real estate without using their own money, so through money lenders and that sort of thing. They have a program that's $10,000, a mentorship program. And at the time, they had less than 1,000 subscribers, less than 100 views. I think they have like closer to 3,000 subscribers now. Someone watched their video and really connected with what Tiffany had to say. They went to the description, clicked on the link, and they turned into a $10,000 sale for Tiffany. So it's because everything is working together. Everything in that video package, as we call it, the video package is the thumbnail, the title, and then once people land in that video, what are you saying? All of these things work together to create that trust and get people to come back to your website. With that, let's talk about the 3 key areas that we want to focus on to really turn your channel into an asset. And I mean, there's so many things we can talk about. There's so many things to consider, and a lot of people get overwhelmed with when it comes to growing a YouTube channel. You got the thumbnails, you got what do I do with the tags? Are tags even important now? Like, how should I film the video? Is this like good enough quality? Just a zillion different questions come out of YouTube. But the truth is, you don't need to do all of those things in order to see success from YouTube. You really need to just hone in on that one thing, or the 3 things, but the first thing that you got to focus in on is the strategy piece. Hone in on that. And once you get that down, then you can move on to the next thing. It's like a game. You got to gamify this, because if you try to be consistent on YouTube without having created your first video, then that's not going to work. Like, don't talk to us about consistency if you haven't even created your first video, or don't talk to us about monetization if you haven't really honed this muscle of releasing videos consistently on the channel. So it's very intentional that it's in order. And so this is our framework that we use, that we've used for years and also teach to our clients. So the very first thing, as I mentioned, is this strategy piece. How are you creating videos that are aligning with the goals that you want to achieve? So those KPIs, right? Like more email subscribers, more sales to a particular program. How are you creating videos that align with that goal, that are attracting the right customer to you, the right email subscriber, and that's giving them a call to action, that whatever you're talking about in the video, it's seamlessly going into that call to action. That's the first piece. And then the second piece is the system. That's the doing of YouTube, the filming, the planning, the recording, scheduling, and then the syndication piece, which we touched a tiny bit on in the beginning, but we'll talk more about all of these in detail. So this is you're taking that YouTube video and you're repurposing that content on other platforms, to not only nurture your existing audiences, but also to attract more eyes and convert on both sides. Let's talk about this strategy piece first. This alignment piece is really, we always start off every single call with this question here. What do you want the channel to do for you? Because we got to first figure out, where do we want to go? It's not just about throwing up videos on the channel and posting videos on YouTube. It's, what do you want the channel to do for you? And, this could be anywhere from, I have a quiz and I want to get more opt-ins to my quiz because those are leads. That's how I grow my email list. Or it's, I really want to sell more of my book. I have a launch coming up. Or it's, I have this group coaching program. I want to get more leads to that. Maybe it's just, maybe the goal is just like, I just want to use it as a way to get myself familiarized with being on video because I haven't created any video content. Like, that could be your first goal. And this could evolve into different goals, right? So that's the first piece, is asking yourself the question, what do you want the channel to do for you? The second piece here is attract. So how are you creating videos around topics that you know your person is searching for? So think about who you want to reach. What would they be searching for and why? Because remember, YouTube is a search engine. You want to create topics around ideas that they're searching for. They want to know how to do things, or they want to learn more about certain topics. And pay attention to the language too, because often we get clients who want to title their videos like the title of their frameworks, for example, but people aren't searching for that. They don't even know that exists. So what problems are you solving with that framework that you have? And what are the challenges that come up that they would be searching for and typing into the search engine? And there's two ways to think about this too. There's the questions that they ask when they don't know your solution exists, and the question that they ask when they do know your solution exists. So I'll give you a couple examples. So Carissa is in the room here, but I know Carissa helps people with using LinkedIn and growing their business using LinkedIn. So if someone knows that your solution exists and they know the power of LinkedIn, they might be typing into the search engine, how do I get more coaching clients from LinkedIn?
And I actually was like, just create a bunch of how-to tutorials on all the stuff on LinkedIn. And then at the end, do a soft call to action and say, if you want to, I don't know what her service is, but if you want to get a one-on-one, LinkedIn coach, or I've got a program, or, XYZ, just do that soft pitch at the end. And you'll be surprised that people will, buy your course or book a call with you from a simple how-to tutorial. If you go on our channel, it's all very simple how-to tutorials, because I know I'm going to get people from that simple search, and then I'm going to give them value. I'm going to provide for them. And then at the end, I'm going to be like, oh, well, if you want extra help, we're here if you need that help, because I've already provided, I've given you value. So there's that trust. I'm creating that trust with them.
Yeah. So you can think about this as more of like broad topics and also very specific. Like you can get really granular with this. So it might be how to use LinkedIn to get more coaching clients, but maybe it's like getting more, that's a bit broader, getting more specific. You could do topics around the Sales Navigator feature, or, what's the best way to DM someone on LinkedIn, like a template or example. You can get really granular with this too. But there's also the other side of like, they don't necessarily know the power of what you have to offer yet. So what are the questions there that they're asking? Like doing both of these is, we find is good for most people, but sometimes you just want to focus in on the clients that they already know your solution exists. And again, it comes from really identifying who you're targeting, right? So on the other side, questions that they ask when they don't know your solution exists might be, how do I get more coaching clients? Going with that same example, right? How do I get more coaching clients? Or what platforms do I promote? Or what's the social media strategy for more coaching clients? Something like that.
Yeah, Carissa, if you just went all in on how-to tutorials for LinkedIn and just own that space, and honestly I love going with the super in-depth stuff, like how to do this on LinkedIn, because I know someone's if you give them the exact answer, if you help them, they will be more likely to contact you.
Yeah, sometimes people think like, oh, am I giving too much information away? Or how much should I give away on LinkedIn? Because I already talk about this in my program, right? It's going to be different for everyone, but this is our own opinion. We just say, give it all away. Like, just talk about these topics, but talk about it in a way that they are searching for it. So by searching for a topic, they're asking you, or they're telling you what they want, and you're going to answer that in the video, but maybe your program or your offer is really what they need. Again, always think about it in terms of what they are searching for, because this could yield very different results if you just go and create topics on your framework and your expertise.
And the logic behind, giving it all away in the video, because some people are like, oh no, I want to keep my knowledge all locked up inside my head. But then they don't know what you actually, like, they don't know you're an expert if you don't put it into video. When you put your all in the video, people are like, oh, I got this for free. What's it going to be like when I pay for them? Like when I pay to get on a call with them or I get their course or something like that.
Yeah.
It's actually doing you good.
Yeah. All right. So going into the next part here is the action. So we talked about align, attract, and now action. Are you giving them a call to action in the video? Because if not, you should. You should try to focus on one main call to action per video and make it clear. We usually give that call to action at the end, but make it very clear what you want them to do. If you found this video helpful, head down to the description because I have an XYZ offer, XYZ worksheet that's going to really help you do this. Don't be afraid to say that in the video.
The culture on YouTube is now used to going to the description. And I always say this, the description is the moneymaker, because you could have the video and you could say all the stuff, but if you have nothing in the description, then there's nothing for them to click on and they'll just go on to the next video. So the culture is very much going to the description these days, or even the comments, honestly. There's a tip is to pin a comment with a link that you have in there. The good thing is that YouTube, out of all the social medias, they allow us to do links. Like, on Instagram or on Facebook, it's like, you got to put the comment, you got to put it as a comment because they don't like that link, right? But with YouTube, they're cool with links. You can put links in the description. You can put it as a pinned comment. You can put it as an end screen, a clickable end screen, when to go to your website. So they're totally cool with links. That's one of the reasons why we love YouTube so much. With the description, less is more. You want to make it as organized as possible and always put your most important link up at the top. A lot of people put this essay of what the video is about, but people are not on YouTube to read. They're on YouTube to watch and listen. So that's why take out all that stuff, just put the links and keep it really clean and organized, because a lot of people make it really messy. And it's if you make it disorganized, people would just click off and just move on to a next video.
This is the piece where you really got to have a system down for all of the main steps in the YouTube production cycle. So, going back here, the planning of your videos, the production of your videos, which includes the filming, the creating the thumbnail, figuring out the title, all this stuff, and the scheduling piece. So what we do is we batch everything. And when we were first starting out, we would do all of this on our own. So we'd set aside a certain amount of time to batch plan when we're going to, like, what topics, to either do a brainstorm of topics in accordance with the strategy that we just showed you there. So batch planning, sitting down, setting aside time to brainstorm ideas, but also to map out, whether it's outlines or scripts. Everyone's different in terms of what they need when they're filming. I used to do scripts. Now I just do bullet points of what I want to mention in the video. Then you're going to set a separate time block in your calendar for filming those videos. And again, everyone is different in terms of how many you're going to film at once. I tend to go with 4 videos in a particular batch, unless it's really like an entire day of filming, which I'll end up doing more. But you got to figure out what works best for you. So set the goal of, like, I want to do 5 and see how that goes. Just film them all at once. If it doesn't work out, you can set another time block aside to batch film more, and that's totally fine. And then once you're done all the filming, you're going to either edit it all yourself or you give it to an editor to just edit all those videos. And then the other piece here is the scheduling piece, which includes the thumbnail and also doing the SEO part of YouTube. And this is our number one method for getting traffic to our videos, is using search engine optimization. We teach a 5-step method that really has to do with the title, optimizing the video around a specific keyword, and you're putting that keyword in the title, you're saying it in the video, it's in the description. All of these things work together to show that video in the search engine. And then it's up to your video itself to have more people engage with that content. in order for YouTube to keep showing it to more people. You can either do this yourself, setting aside different time blocks, or like, for example, now we have someone who does all the SEO for us, and also the thumbnails as well. Jewel schedules all of them and sometimes edits some of them as well.
I still like editing.
Because you love editing, yeah. But you can get this to a place where you're just doing the filming. If you're really, you can outsource all of this other stuff. I still like to plan my own videos and film it, but this is how you got to kind of categorize and think about batching this content production system.
For example, Jen has outsourced this. So she does her filming. She does a batch of filming, and she usually films 10 plus videos in one go. And then she hands them off to us. And then we start doing the batch editing, start doing the batch thumbnail, start doing batch SEO. The key here is batch it. You know, you don't want to film a video and then go into editing and then go into the graphics and then go into that, because it's going to, first of all, it's going to drain you. You're not going to be able to keep up if you have to do this on a weekly basis. But if you have filmed 4 in one go, 4 can usually take care of the month, right? You take one day to film, and then you take another day or 2 to edit, or you pass this off to your team, or you outsource it, and then you do the SEO. Literally can take like 4 days or less than having to do this on a weekly basis and do like the rat race of YouTube, which is what leads to burnout. And that's typically how people get there.
Yeah, just really quickly, we'll talk about traffic, because I know we're running low on time here, but as mentioned, we just optimize all of our videos for the search engines and we let YouTube do the rest. We're very much a believer in leverage and just partner with the YouTube's algorithm so that it can do what it's supposed to do and share it with more people. And if it doesn't, well, that's a lesson learned. How can you improve the next video to really make sure that people are getting what they asked for? Because the search query, what they're typing into the search engine, that's what they're asking for. Is your video answering that, and answering it fast, not like
don't
10
fluff
minutes
around
into the video.
Don't trick people, just get straight into the video.
Yeah, because they'll just click right out of that. And we rarely do ads, YouTube ads. We might, if we notice that a video is doing really well, we'll put more ad spend behind it. But other than that, over 80% of the traffic that comes to our channel is just from ranking our videos in the search engines over and over and over again.
Like you saw in that initial slide, the over 100,000 views that we get per month, that's all organic, unpaid, free traffic.
It can turn, like, again, it's the stacking, it's the compound effect, right? So that's what turns into the 100,000 to 130,000 views per month. And the good thing is you just do it once, you do the SEO once, title, description, all of that, paying attention to what that video package is, and then YouTube does the rest. And you continuously attract new targeted views. You're not thinking about getting views from your subscribers. You're wanting your videos to constantly attract new viewers. And your subscribers will watch them, because if they want to. That's fine. But this is the way to do YouTube in a way that constantly attracts new views, and you're not creating a channel that's just relying on the initial views that a video gets when you release it to your subscribers. This is the piece here that Jewel was talking about, which is also important that I want to touch upon. First, your first main call to action, put it in the top of the description. This is your moneymaker. Your description is going to lead to more sales, opt-ins, all this kind of stuff, and organize it in this clear way with emojis. I know Jen talked about emojis the other day. She's like, I don't know why this works, but it does the same thing on YouTube. All right. And then this syndication piece is what we talked about earlier, right? With using that one video and repurposing it onto these other platforms. But when you're doing this, I want you to see that it is this infinite content system, because it's not like, oh, I can create infinite content from one video. It's not just that. It's that doing it in this way is your content is feeding into each other. And this is what ends up creating the brand awareness, the business growth, because your YouTube video, I'll walk you through an example here. We take our YouTube video, we give it to our team member who creates a Substack post on it, embeds the video in there. And this Substack gets sent out to our email list. So it's nurturing our email list, but we're also promoting the Substack on our socials. So when we're doing that, we're getting new email subscribers because people are subscribing to our Substack. And it's just creating this entire feeding into each other. And also consistency in your message is just baked into this. Strategy on all platforms is baked into this. So this is why it can really become a powerful marketing strategy for you. The next steps is to really start applying this strategy piece and starting to think about the systemizing and syndication piece. So thank you guys so much for listening. And I'm just going to quickly go into the chat as well. Feel free to post any questions into the comments.
Is there a template that you use to write in the description? Yes. So we have various templates that are for certain types of videos. So if we have a video about YouTube tutorials, we'll have a certain description because we want to promote our guide. Or if we have a specific software that we want to earn affiliate income on, like let's say LearnWorlds, we have that link first. And so we have these different templates that we just save in a Google Drive on Word doc, and then just our SEO person puts the appropriate template for the video.
The structure of the template is that you have a few words in the beginning in the description that speak to what the video is about. You have your call to actions with the most important one at the top, which are your links. And then you have a contact section. You could include another section about like other related videos or an about section so people can start to connect with what you're about or get to know you more in that sense. The contact information goes at the very bottom.
And another question here from Carissa, do you write scripts and use a teleprompter, or do you film it more organically? So for us, we do believe in filming organically. We only have bullet points. And if you're talking about stuff that you know, you should be able to riff on it. And it comes out more authentically. And the more authentic that you can come out in your videos, like if they already know that you're going to be like this in a coaching call, then they're more likely to book. So we do it organically. We just speak from what we know.
Yeah, I'll just create, like, I'll know the title or the topic of the video. I'll create some bullet points. And then when I go to film, I'll look at that I'll do a little intro. I'll speak to that first bullet point. I'll pause, look down, take a look at the other bullet point, then look back. And then we can cut that dead air out in between. And I see, Carissa, you're asking about intro and outro video edit. Yeah, so if you're doing a little intro, like maybe with your logo and that sort of thing, make sure it's really short.
Super short, like 3 seconds.
Less than 3 seconds, I would say. Because people, and you'll notice this in the analytics, they'll just start to like skip that intro just to they want to get to the meat. They want their question answered. So
don't do like a whole video montage like some people do. You just want to just get straight into it. People just want to get their question answered.
Yeah. And the outro, there isn't like necessarily like a fancy outro that we use. We just like give the call to action and then the video ends. I know some people have like a layout where they'll put like the next video, and you can create that if you want to create the graphic. We just anyways put the next video on top of the end screen there.
A simple outro that we use is because we give value first, right? So we already know that we're being helpful. So we say something like, so if you found this video helpful, head down to the description below. We have a free guide that you can download for how to come up with YouTube ideas. Like I already know that I was helpful. So it's like almost like a no-brainer that they're going to go down to the description.
Mm-hmm. Sheena is asking, is once a week the bare minimum to post? That's the level 1 goal. Yeah. Always start with once a week. Get the muscle down of that system, that production system for releasing 1 video a week. And then if you want, you can decide whether or not you want to, if you have the bandwidth and the resources to add a 2nd video a week. But don't start off with like, I'm going to do 3 videos a week. And no matter how many times we've worked with clients that say, I want to do 3 videos a week, and we believe them, it always turns out like life happens, right? It's just, there's so many other things going on. If you don't have that muscle and that habit, things can easily fall. It's better to go from 1 to 3 than 3 to 1.
Like, get it solidified, use it. We always say, like, for us, YouTube is like brushing teeth. That's why we can release 3 to 5 videos a week. It's like nothing for us, but we had to work at that muscle for sure. So that's why I start off with 1 a week.
Yeah, we definitely endorse just being yourself. If you can, like, maybe you might need a script in the beginning, but then you turn into a bullet point. Make it a goal to just be able to riff off of bullet points. And Adrienne, I just recently started a podcast that I filmed with the intention of putting a portion of the video onto YouTube. Can you speak to how to optimize it strategically? Put up the whole podcast, put up a small section?
So I would I would first release the long form video, and just in general, what is the topic of the video? You're probably going to be talking about different things, as podcasts tend to, but like overall, what's the most exciting part, and SEO that as the title, and then use Opus Clip AI to pull out certain parts. Or if you do have a video editor, you can take out the longer, what I call longer ones that are like 3 to 5 minutes, and then lead into, in the description, lead into the long form. Because there's people that want to see like super bite size, like the YouTube shorts, and then they want to see a little bit more bite size, which is 3 to 5 minutes. And then there's people that want to see full on long form.
And also, Adrienne, when you go to upload a video on YouTube, there's also, like it says upload video, but there's also upload podcast. So if you do upload podcast, what's going to happen there is it's going to start to create a podcast playlist, and it's going to be marked as such. And also it's going to be pushed out to YouTube Music if you're not already doing that. But that's another way to optimize that.
And then Sheena says, this masterclass really helped me to get clear on content strategy. So simple and so impactful. That's our whole thing. We used to call it SEO simplified. And we just really like taking the complexity of YouTube and sharing it and being like, yeah, you can actually do YouTube, because we've taught people who've never done YouTube at all.
Oh my gosh, I know you guys got so much value. I love seeing all the questions and so specific. So I just want to thank you two so much for your generous sharing in the masterclass. A couple other things that is exciting when you think about YouTube, I just wanted to add a couple ideas in there, just because, you know, for example, like, remember, we're all talking about the brand archetype quiz. And so one of the ways that we wanted to test out is like, could we monetize that from that side? And it's cool. Like, you could do one video and have one product like Opus, like a quiz, like a thing, and you connect with each other and you actually cross reference, make one video and then sell that thing. Again, you're not going to make the money right away. Like, the likelihood is very low, but actually we've already monetized our videos, right, on the BAQ in less than 2 months, which I was really surprised about. And so sometimes we're always looking for, like, I want to use any type of social media platform to sell my things. And yes, the offer is everything. And being able to speak to the offer is everything, whatever platform you're using. What's cool is you can actually monetize other offers and just do one video on why you care about that product. You know, why is that product so great? A lot of people do that as not their primary, let's say, business, but that's another idea, because a lot of times we're still trying to figure out, like, is my offer the thing I want to sell, right? So it's like, but if you believe in a brand or another product, it's a great way to also creationship and make friends with people that you want to create in your community, similar to what Essetino did with the, was it Learn World. You know, that's an example of that happening. So when we talk about the creationship ecosystem, use the worksheet to also be thinking about who are maybe some people or brands that I would like to test this on. Because the cool thing too is, like, if you hate it, you can delete it. That's what I also love. Like, you know, it's like, you know, you might as well test it out, but also people kind of dig your old videos. I have videos on YouTube that are so embarrassing. And I thought they got deleted, and they didn't. And they still get like views and comments. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, why would anybody want that? That it was so crappy. But I'm just saying, like, it's true, the long leg value of not just the monetization, but the trust factor, right? Because also I think people, like, when they see that you're willing to go on video, they are like, okay, she's brave, right?
Yeah.
Like
Instant
willing to-
transparency.
She's being real.
Yeah.
right. And again, you do not have to be dressed up. You don't have none of that. And you think you do, but you actually don't. And so really focus on what you're good at, what you're speaking at. And even I fumble, stumble, mumble on my own videos. I actually hate the bullet points. I prefer a teleprompter, but I'm realizing that's me getting, I love this. Like it's live and we're talking and there's a dialogue and somebody is looking at me and I can talk to them. When it's just the video and I'm like, I'm filming for YouTube, I get stuck too. So I just want to out myself and ask Auret and Jewel, they're like, why are you so awkward? Like, you're not like this in real life. And I'm like, there's something about the blinking light from the camera and knowing there's no audience in front of me, but you put like two people in a chair in front of me and ask me a question.
Yeah.
I will do it. So that's another idea is like, sometimes get your kid to like be in the room with you and ask you the questions that you want to answer as your bullet points. And then it'll start to fall out of your mouth more naturally if you're more like me. If
Yeah.
we
actually do that with some of our clients where we have them on Zoom and it's a live recording session. So Auret asks them the question and it's like a live recording thing because the same thing they're weird about, like
I don't know what it is. Like I could never be like an Oscar nominated actress because I can't. It's weird for me, but you get me in a Zoom room or a stage and ask me the questions, I will like come alive, And so again, it's like, know what your energy type is so that you can use a platform like YouTube. Don't make the reason you get nervous or you think it has to be perfect or you have the perfect setup. More about like, what will energetically get you to passionately talk about what you know and link it to your offer. So, and again, I cannot reinforce it more. YouTube is the way. Okay. Really. And if you're an expert, in my mind, YouTube and LinkedIn are it. And what's great is now before LinkedIn didn't like video. So before it was like they didn't play well together, but now LinkedIn's all in on video. So now we've got this power duo that I just think if y'all aren't doing it, like focus.
Embed the videos in your LinkedIn articles or posts, right? This is more SEO juice for you.
Before you had to like transcribe everything, get it into an article in LinkedIn, do a lot more work. But now LinkedIn is actually prioritizing video. And the algorithms change, the platforms change, but your content doesn't have to, right?
Yeah,
you just have to get on.
100%.
Speaking of when you were saying an actress, I was going through your video, Jen, and you made this really funny comment. You're like, oh, I wish I was a better actress. And I was like burst out laughing when I was editing that. I usually have a good time watching your videos. But
I'm serious. The outtakes are way more funny than the content because I'm like, this is hard. Ask them. I'm so like, I look stupid. I sound like a robot. Why can't I just do this more naturally? Like I have to juice myself up.
Yeah.
But it's worth it because I understand, remember working on the right hard things and being a fancy, lazy stacker. Remember in our Friday session, I said, I'm all about fancy, lazy. YouTube is perfect example of the platform for fancy, lazy stacking because as they shared with you with the infinite content model that they showed you, like you do one thing and then you can do everything instead of, and so it's just really smart. And that's why it's worth overcoming the lie you're telling yourself that you're not good at it. And trust me, I tell the lie to myself still. So
and it was great. Like the video you did, I was like, this is so good because you were being like so raw and authentic. And I was like, oh, this one's going to be a good one, even though you thought it wasn't going to be a good one. Because at the end, you're like, oh, I don't know how this one's going to turn out. But I'm like, this one's going to turn out good. Because it's like, once you remove all the dead air and all that kind of stuff, and you just do the jump cut editing, it's usually better than you think it is.
It's often what you don't say that's what connects with the viewer, because just your mannerisms, your personality, the way you explain things, like
your little jokes
all
that
of
you
that
do
stuff is gold to create the trust.
So I think that's a great way to end. Be yourself and get on a platform where more people can know how you can help them. And again, I want to thank Essetino Media. Aren't they amazing? And we're so lucky to have them as part of our community. They are part of the Guild, which is my private mastermind. And I'm really, really excited for all of you to connect with them offline. to find out how you can grow your YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Jewel and Auret. You guys are amazing. And I'll see you all in Mighty Networks, and I'll see y'all in October.
Good. Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye.